on, peoples? Long time no see, right? Yeah, it's been a minute, at least a year, just about. Got a lot of catching up to do. A lot of changes have been made with the car. Driving it right now. On the Belt Parkway going to Long Island to see a friend of mine. Just to check in for a little bit. So I'll check in with you guys when I get up there. Let you know what I've been up to, what's been going on with the car. Like I said, there's been a lot of changes. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, a lot of changes. So I'll tune back in with you guys when I reach to Long Island. All right, my peoples, I have arrived. So I am at my boy's shop in Long Island. Been friends with him for more than a couple of years, about 20 years. Super guy out here in New York City, you know. Is, as you can see, there's a shop here, Right Racing. And yeah, here she is. Been a long time since we did any videos, and the car has been under a lot of construction over the past year. Let me start breaking down exactly what I've been up to with the car. I don't know if you remember, I had a Fuel-Tech ECU in the car. I've been having a lot of issues. When I went to get tuned, we've been having a breaking up issue where it was losing sync between the cam and the crank sensor. Couldn't figure out what that was about. The tuner himself couldn't figure it out. Been driving it around for a little bit because it was good. It was driving good still, other than that little issue that I was having. Then it started doing some funkiness, I want to say like around October time, where, you know, when I'm driving the car, if I do a press, it would the idle would either stay at like 2,000 RPM, 2,500 RPM, and wouldn't go down. I'll have to shut the car off for it to, you know, to go back to normal, or the car wouldn't want to idle at all. So dealt with that for a little bit. Contacted Fuel-Tech. They themselves couldn't figure out what was going on. I said, okay, let me keep playing with it, trying to see if I can find anybody else to figure out, you know, anybody else that's good with the Fuel-Techs to figure it out. After a while of driving around, it just became unbearable to deal with. So my wiring guy contacted me and he said, you know, I got somebody interested in a Fuel-Tech. If you want to send it back and just pay the difference, I'll give you a Haltech and I'll repin your harness. So that's the route we ended up going. And since then, every issue that I had was gone. And like I said, the deal breaker for me was when I contacted Fuel-Tech and they couldn't figure out what was going on, you know? So that was a deal breaker for me. Another thing I did also was, well, let me show you guys the engine bay first off. Yeah, it's been a while. But, as you know, still dealing with the drive-by-wire. Best thing you could do. And that was the issue that the Fuel-Tech was having with it. Turns out a couple of other people I see when I looked in the Fuel-Tech group on Facebook, a couple of other people been complaining about the same thing with their Fuel-Techs as far as the drive-by-wire is concerned. High idling or not wanting to idle at all. And then the same wiring guy, he told me a couple other people that he knows that has Fuel-Techs as well have been having the same issue. Not knocking on Fuel-Tech, because I see they have other cars that are doing the drive-by-wire and it's successful for them. But like I said, just in my case, it wasn't working in my favor. So like I said, I went Haltech. That was it. No more issues after that. No more throttle issues, no more cam and crank syncing issues. Everything is perfect. Car drives fine. And I've not been tuned yet. That's the crazy thing. I've been driving on the volume efficiency program that they have. I guess that's what it's called, volume efficiency or whatever the hell it's called. Either which way, car's been driving fine. It learns, the ECU learns as you drive. So the car's been driving fine. As you see, I made it up to Long Island. I've driven to Connecticut, Bronx, you know, a couple of places I've driven the car already, just to see the limits of where it can go as it is right now without being fully tuned, you know. Another thing I did was, even though I said I wasn't going to, I went T56. I spoke to Grannis and he gave me a pretty decent deal on going T56. So yeah, I ended up doing the T56 swap. Best decision I made. I would tell anybody straight up and down, if you can afford it, do it. It's worth it. What made me make my decision to do that was, I don't know if you guys remember me saying I had a couple of R154s. What happened was, I started noticing parts for the R154s were getting hard to come by, the Marlin Crawl parts. Drift Motion was always out of stock. Sometimes, you know, whatever the case may be. And I kind of sat back and said to myself, damn, do I want to deal with rebuilding the transmission that probably is gonna break, and then having to source parts out again, even though I had two spare ones in the garage? I had to really sit back and ask myself, do I want to deal with that? Or should I just go with the T56, sell everything I have, and just call it a day? So I ended up doing that. I ordered the T56 and the swap. I sold the swap the next week, and the other two spare gearboxes I sold as well. So that basically, luckily, made back up the cost of me doing the T56 swap. So I could say I came out a little over half, you know, selling those R154s back. So yeah, I went R154. Pretty easy swap to do. I did it in my yard. I wanted to record it, but it was such a hectic weekend when I did the swap that I really and truly forgot to get the camera. Those who deal with their own car stuff, they know how that can be. You know, you want to record stuff and you just literally forget about it. So I've been driving around breaking in the gearbox and the clutch since I have gotten the Haltech, and it's been driving pretty smooth. So over time, I'll probably do some more videos and whatnot. And another reason too that I've been kind of, I guess you could say, ghost, was I went back out to work. So that was another reason why it was hard for me to make videos, because I went back out to work early last year. I was out of work due to injury. So, you know, I went back out to work and just didn't have the time to really deal with anything. So yeah, that's basically it. I'll wrap this up for now. Here's a quick, you know, thing of the car again. She's still alive. Alive and better. It's dirty as hell, but she's alive. Yep. I don't know if you can see him, but yeah, that's my boy Jason. So that's it. Stay tuned. We're gonna bring up some more videos again soon. This is his shop here. He just mainly deals with Supras, anything Jay-Z related. Anything Jay-Z related, he deals with. So yeah, like I said, on that note, I'll get back to you guys maybe in a week or so. I got to take the car to get tuned. I've been debating whether to go to Freed Engineering, or he was telling me to go to this guy Felix in Jersey. So, or if to go back to my old tuner. I don't know yet. Still debating. Within a week or two, I'll have that figured out, and you know, definitely then we will be shooting a lot of videos. Yeah, so thanks. Stay tuned, and yeah.